Welcome to the Activated Storytellers 6th podcast.
This week's story is The Egyptian Cinderella. Hello, my name is Kimberly.
And I'm Zephyr.
And I'm Dennis.
And together we are the
Activated Storytellers.
Today we are podcasting from Tenino, Washington, where we have just gotten back from a visit to Wolf Haven.
Yes, we're still in Washington, but we're not settling in permanently, so don't worry.
No, we are heading to Oregon. In fact, tomorrow we're performing in Brookings, Oregon, and then on down to California, Northern California.
And then on to Japan. We're really looking forward to that.
We'd like to tell you a little bit about Wolf Haven and what they do there, and so let's tell them about it.
Well, in Wolf Haven, they give haven to wolves, and these are wolves that have had human contact, so they're not suitable for reintroduction into the wild as a rule. And so this is a place that they can live out their days in comfort.
In addition to that, they also do work to help protect the environments where the wolves are living. And I think wolves really have a bad rap. I mean, you look at all the folktales any of the folktales that we could possibly think of that have a wolf involved, like the Three Pigs,
Or Little Red Riding Hood.
And guess who's the bad guy?
It's the wolf. I think that stems from the wolf being a predator in the wild, possibly.
But when we were at Wolf Haven, we learned a lot about how wolves are very helpful and necessary to the ecosystem. In fact, they were telling us about when at Yellowstone
at Yellowstone, the wolf population was thinned out, and so the whole system was out of balance. The coyote population took over because wolves prey on coyotes, and they reintroduced wolves to Yellowstone, and then everything went back into balance. The coyote population was down to a manageable level. Species of plants appeared that they had not seen in a long time.
Right, when they also said, too, that the deer and elk, because they were not being hunted, they grew to mass proportions. They had winter starvation problems, and they were also causing problems when they went down to the riverbanks to drink. They were ruining the riverbanks. And then the songbirds lost their nesting grounds, so the songbirds were disappearing. So they brought the wolf back into the equation, and everything got better again.
Also, wolves tend to feed primarily, if they can, on animals that are already injured or that are sick or have been sick or are dying. So you kind of need the predator in there to keep the natural balance of the system.
Yes, everything has a place.
And this whole thing illustrates the importance of each species to the ecosystem as a whole. If one species becomes extinct, a lot of people think, it's just another animal that we don't have around. But it's not just another animal. It affects everything.
Right. Now, we've also been to Wolf Park out in Indiana, and there's a slightly different program that they're working out there. At Wolf Park, they have packs of wolves. And here, the wolves were paired. These have been, like we said, wolves that have had human contact. And so they're doing what they can to give the wolves a safe haven.
Yeah, there's different philosophies behind those parks, which works, but not quite the same thing anywhere you go.
Right.
One of the most interesting things I learned today is that a wolf pack will have a peacekeeper. One of the wolves will be
the Omega wolf.
Right,
yeah, sort of like a designated jester.
Yes.
So when a fight breaks out and gets out of hand, then this Omega wolf will come along and initiate horseplay, as it were, or wolf play, to lighten the mood.
Yeah, interesting, huh? Well, we have a great story for you today. We have the Egyptian Cinderella.
Now, I'm sure most of you out there have heard Cinderella, but what you probably don't realize is that every culture has its own version of the Cinderella story.
And we're going to tell you the original Cinderella story, which comes from Egypt, and that's why we call it the Egyptian Cinderella. The story is about a girl who was called Rhodopis, which is Egyptian for rosy cheeks, and she was called that because she was a slave who was captured in Greece, and she looked different from the other slave girls. And because of that, they all made fun of her. She was sort of an outcast.
Rhodopis, Rhodopis, totally hopeless.
But she was a very good dancer, and because of that, she really caught the attention of her master, who decided to give her a special present of a pair of shoes.
Rhodopis!
Yes, master. Oh, sorry. I was dancing too much. I got carried away.
No, I love to watch you dance. In fact, I have a special present for you.
For me? Are you sure?
Consider it a Christmas present. About 400 years early. But you don't have to wait that long to open it.
Oh, okay. Well, then... Oh, they're beautiful. Are they really for me?
I should hope so. They don't match my eyes. Yes, you see, I had one of your footprints measured to get them just your size.
Oh, thank you. I've never owned shoes before. I don't know anything I'd rather have, except maybe, my freedom.
Yes, well, if you'll excuse me, I have to go finish my nap so I can start another one.
Oh, what magnificent shoes. And they fit perfectly. Oh, look, one fits the right foot, and one fits the left. Oh, what will they think of next? Oh, and I can still dance in them. Wait till the other girls see. Aren't these lovely?
Aren't these lovely?
She really thinks she's hot stuff.
I think those new shoes would look a lot better with some mud on them.
So Rhodopis goes down to the stream to wash the mud off her shoes. Meanwhile, the prince is having a meeting with his royal wise man, who does not have good news.
I'm afraid there's no way around it, Your Majesty. Now that your father is dead, you ought to become pharaoh.
Yes, I know that.
The problem is a pharaoh must have a queen, therefore you must get married.
No, not that. Anything but that.
Easy, Your Majesty. It's not the worst thing that could happen. I don't think.
But there must be some kind of mistake, royal wise guy.
Wise man. I'm afraid not. I've been reading your father's will very carefully, and I'm afraid it's quite clear. Here, you can read it for yourself.
Oh, my. It says that I have to find a wife by my 21st birthday, or else the crown will go to my daffy uncle?
Yes.
My 21st birthday, but that's only 2 weeks away.
Well, yes, I suggest you not waste time.
The prince was very worried. And when the prince is very worried, he likes to play with his pet falcon and watch it fly. Now, in ancient Egypt, many people believed that a falcon is a messenger from the sun god Horus.
Oh, sun god Horus, I need your help. I must find a queen within 2 weeks, or my kingdom will go to my daffy uncle. What should I do? Oh, that was a lot of help. Meanwhile, down at the river...
Oh, that's all better. Ooh, I'll just put it over here to dry. Oh, this one's going to be tougher. Hey, you. Oh, get your drumsticks away from my shoe. Hey, put that down. Oh, give that back. It won't fit your claws. Bye-bye. Oh, give that back, you overgrown feather duster. Oh, what do you think you're going to do with that? Oh, come back here before I make a fan out of you. Oh, no. He's going into the palace. Oh, I can't go in there. I'll just have to wait out here until someone comes out. Meanwhile, back in the palace...
Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'll never be able to find a young woman who wants to marry a prince and live the rest of her life pampered and spoiled and surrounded by luxury. It's hopeless. Ah, there you are. Where'd you get off to? What have you got there? A shoe? That doesn't look very tasty, but it certainly is beautiful. Where did you find it? No, I can't follow you now. I have too much on my mind. Go away. Go.
Oh, the falcon is leaving. But he doesn't have my shoe anymore. Oh, it must still be inside somewhere. Oh, how am I ever going to get in? They'll never let me enter the palace.
Ah, Mr. Wise Guy.
Wise man. Did you think of anyone yet?
No, I didn't think of anyone. I've lived in a palace my whole life. I don't know anyone.
Your Majesty, you have new shoes.
Well, actually, the falcon brought this in. It certainly is magnificent, isn't it?
It certainly is. And by the looks of it, it looks as if it belongs to a maiden. A very fine maiden indeed.
Yes, indeed. She's worthy to be a queen or something. But back to my problem. How are we going to find me a queen in only 2 weeks?
That's it.
What's what?
The shoe. That's the answer to your problem.
Oh, come on. I can't marry a shoe. It would never hold up in court.
Not the shoe, the woman who owns the shoe.
We don't even know who that is.
We'll find her. We'll throw a ball.
This is no time to play a game.
No, not throw a ball. Throw a ball, a party. We'll throw a big ball, or party, and we'll make certain that all of the maidens in the kingdom are invited. Then we just get each one to try on the shoe until we find the one that it fits.
Oh, what a truly original idea. It just might work.
Of course it will work. The shoe was delivered by a falcon. It must be a sign from the gods. It was meant to be.
I just feel better if it had been brought by a wise old owl instead.
And so they all have a ball. And from all over the kingdom, maidens come to dance with the prince. But the prince is not really interested in dancing. He's only interested in feet.
Oh, it's a very curious dance you're doing. Is it Babylonian?
No, it's Etruscan or something. Oops, sorry. I'm light on your feet, huh?
Oh, I lost my shoe.
Well, hey, I just happen to have another one here. Why don't you try it on?
Oh, ow, oh.
So he dances with every single one of the girls at the ball, all 742 of them. And he tries the shoe on every single one of them, but it doesn't fit any of them.
Ah, Mr. Wise Guy.
For the last time, wise man, what are you doing here?
Well, my birthday is tomorrow. I'm just trying to enjoy my last day at the palace.
But you should be out looking for the owner of that shoe.
I've already looked. I've danced it with all the women at the ball, all 742 of them, and the shoe didn't fit any of them.
But have you tried looking out there?
Out where?
Out there.
You mean out there, away from the palace? And into the city?
Perhaps even away from the city and out into the countryside.
Can I do that?
You're the prince. You can go wherever you please.
So the prince left to go out into the country.
Oh, maybe today I'll see someone I can ask about my shoe. Oh, excuse me.
I know it's my fault.
Your Majesty, oh, forgive me.
Oh, excuse me. I dropped my shoe over here.
Oh, no, Your Majesty, if you please, sire, I dropped that shoe.
Oh, no, it's mine. You see, wait a minute. I have another one right here. What do you know? I still have it. I guess you were right after all. It's so confusing because they're so much alike.
Alike? Why, they're identical.
Well, not quite. You see, this one curves that way and that one curves this way. But other than that, well, excuse me, I have to get going. See, I have to find the person who owns this shoe.
But...
Bye.
But...
Did you by any chance lose something?
And Rhodopis put both the shoes on.
Why, they fit perfectly.
Well, of course. They were made for my feet.
Well, then you must be the one. Look, I know this is short notice and all, but, since our shoes match so well, would you like to get married?
Married? Oh, but who would ever want to marry me? You? But Your Majesty, I'm only a slave.
Oh, no. You were a slave, but now you can be a queen. That is, unless you'd rather spend the rest of your life working in the fields. So, what will it be? Would you like to marry me or stay a slave?
Tough choice. Well, I like taking a chance. I guess I'll go for what's behind the curtain.
The prince, whose name is Amasis, really does become a pharaoh, and he rules over Egypt for 44 years. He seems to be a kind and wise ruler, and he really does marry a former slave girl. This much we know is true. As for the rest, who knows?
And that's the story of the Egyptian Cinderella.
Thanks for listening to this week's story. We hope you tune in next week when we'll be doing Paul Bunyan from Paul Bunyan Country in Northern California and Southern Oregon.
The Activated Storytellers perform at schools and libraries nationwide. On stage, we use American Sign Language, physical comedy, imaginative props, and a giant, oversized book to bring the stories to life. For booking information, check our website at www.activated-storytellers.com, where you can also find out when the Activated Storytellers will be performing near you. Read a story or order one of our audio CDs. Until next time.